This video is about the battle axes carried by the Irish at the time of the Norman invasions.
In fencing, you have few options to parry or deflect your opponent's blade. You could do a semicircular parry, for example, to deflect their blade. Or you could do a lateral parry, is another example of deflecting someone's blade. But what would you do if an Irishman was coming at you, screaming bald-headed with a battle axe? Well, this is what I would do. I would run for my life.
According to Gerald of Wales, writing at this time about the Irish, quote, "From an ancient and wicked custom, they always carry an axe in their hands instead of a staff, that they may be ready to promptly execute whatever iniquity their mind suggests. Wherever they go, they carry this weapon with them, and watching their opportunity as occasion offers. It has not to be unsheathed like a sword, nor bent like a bow, or thrust out like a spear. Raised a little, without any preparation, it deals a deadly wound. They have therefore always at hand, nay, in their hands, that which is sufficient to inflict death. From these axes there is no security. While you fancy yourself secure, you will feel the axe. You put yourself heedlessly in danger if you permit the axe and omit to take precautions for your safety." The Irish used a Dane axe. It is an early type of battle axe, primarily used during the transition between the European Viking Age and the early Middle Ages. Other names for the weapon include the hafted axe. Most axes consist of a wide, thin blade with pronounced horns at both the toe and the heel of the bit. The cutting surfaces vary, but is generally between 20 and 30 centimeters. The blade itself was reasonably light and forged very thin, making it superb for cutting. The thickness of the body of the top edge could be as thin as 2 millimeters. Many axes were constructed with a reinforced bit, typically a higher carbon steel, to facilitate a harder, sharper edge. Average weight of an axe of this size is between 1 to 2 kilos. Proportionally, the long axe has more in common with a modern cleaver than a wood axe, and results in a lively and quick weapon with devastating cutting ability. Gerald of Wales continues, "And they also carry heavy battle axes of iron, exceedingly well wrought and tempered. These they borrowed from the Norwegians and Ostmen, but in striking with the battle axe they use only one hand instead of both, clasping the haft firmly and raising it above the head so as to direct the blow with such force that neither the helmets which protect our heads nor the plaiting of the coat of mail which defends the rest of our bodies can resist the stroke. Thus it happened in my own time that one blow of the axe has cut off a knight's thigh, though it was encased in iron, the thigh and leg falling on one side of his horse and the body of the dying horseman on the other."
So fancy sword moves stood little chance against a determined battle axe. But if you had a shield, it was possible to use that defensively and offensively. You could literally catch the blade as it came in and riposte with your sword. You've seen this 1,000 times in the sword and sandal movies.
The Normans carried the kite shield, which was developed for cavalry, and its dimensions correlate to the approximate space between a horse's neck and the rider's thigh. A narrow bottom protected the rider's left leg, and the pronounced upper curve the rider's shoulder and torso. This was a vast improvement over more common circular shields, which afforded poor protection to the horseman's left flank, and it was the left side of a horseman that was always the most exposed. The round shield was the most common carried by the Vikings. Finds from graves show manufacture from timbers such as fir, alder and poplar. These timbers are not very dense and are light in the hand. They are also not inclined to split, unlike oak. Vikings often reinforced their shields with leather or occasionally, as mentioned by Gerald of Wales, with iron around the rim. These larger shields, like the Norman kite shield, could be locked together for a shield wall before or during battle. The Irish seem to have carried a smaller buckler or targe shield, which may indicate a need for more mobility for hit-and-run engagements against enemies. In the National Museum of Ireland, all that has been recovered are the metal shield bosses. The boss was the strongest part and designed to deflect blows from the centre of the shield, though they also provided a place to mount the shield's grip.
So over the last few videos, we've discussed some of the weapons that were used at this time, some of the armour, and a little bit about cavalry tactics. But now it's time to tell a story about how scores were finally settled in 1174.
Thank you for watching, but please like and subscribe, as this will encourage future productions.